It's the 7th of January, 2026. No, 7th of February. Sorry, my mistake. Oh, it's been 3 months since my sister. No, sister passed away on December 7th. It's January, February. 2 months since she's passed away now. So, anyway, this story is about a lady. Uh, I met her about a year ago, approximately, and she wanted a reading really bad. She heard of me through other people. I said yes, of course, and she told me who she heard from me from, and I said, "Yep, that's fine. I know you," because I usually like to know the people where if I'm getting reference from another person and who told them or whatever. It kind of makes me feel good that I'm doing something good. So anyway, this young lady or middle-aged lady, like her in her late 30s, 40s, got married, and she's in a relationship. And she was asking me how it would go. Now, 90% of the time, I hate giving bad news. I really like only to do good news. And, God gave me a gift, and He says to use it to the best of my ability and to use it. But it's my gift, and I use it the way I think I should. But in this circumstance, that I had to tell her, and I said, there's situations happening in your relationship, and they've been together maybe a decade almost. They bought a house together, they have a dog. I think the children thing we're not going to talk about because I think she had children with another marriage. This, I'm not sure because didn't want me to know or something like that. I don't know 100%. But anyway, so let's go on with the relationship. As soon as I saw that it wasn't going good from almost day one, she did not realize this because she was in love with a person. And like before, I told you in another episode that when you're in love with someone, they can do almost anything to you and you will just consider it love, especially if they're doing something that's not right. Because they'll think like, okay, if this person is doing this to me, they must love me that much to do something bad to me. But that's wrong, of course. So anyway, I was trying to explain this to her, and she started to see the similarities with what I was saying in the reading. And then I told her, I says, hey, there's nothing you can do about this situation. It's going to end up even worse, and there'll end up being you're going to need help, and you're going to have to get a legal representation for yourself in order to solve this issue that you're going through. And it gets worse than that because the person you're with is abusive, and he is very controlling, and he will take advantage of any situation that you get yourself there with. And she goes, you got everything right about the reading, but I don't know about the situation with the loved one that I have. I said, well, step out of the box that you're in and take a look at the situations that are happening to yourself. And she said to me, she goes, you know what? I'm going to try that. And I'm going to see how bad the abuse really is. Now, even if a person admits to saying how bad the abuse really is, that means the individual does know that it is abuse. And sure enough, she stepped out of the box, and she saw herself in a situation where she was being used, abused, hurt, and she needed to get out of this relationship. And she finally, the only way someone can do what they're supposed to do is to know it themselves. It's like if a person needs help and you try to help them, but they don't accept the help because they really don't want the help because they don't want to get out of the situation, then it's not going to work. But if a person wants help and wants to try to get out of a situation where it's abusive, hurtful, and it's just scarring the person, it's going to leave more damage than anything, then the person can achieve the goals they need to achieve to get out of a relationship that's very bad. Like I don't like that. I really prefer that relationships work out and people get together, they get married, they'll be happy, a white picket fence, the whole 9 yards. That's what I really like. But sometimes that's not what happens. And there's nothing I can do about that either. Anyway, this year, about 2 weeks ago, I ran into her, coincidentally. I was getting some shopping done or something like that. I can't remember. And she goes, Birdy, hi. And I go, hey, long time no see. And then sometimes you have to refresh my memory of certain things that happened. She goes, "You did that reading on me. You told me about my relationship, everything. You told me to get legal representation. You told me that would be abusive." I also told her there would be a loved one that he would not accept. I thought it might be something else I didn't know about. I find out at that time when I see her in the mall or where I was shopping that it was the dog. She got legal representation. She left the relationship. She had to get help from other people. She really needed to do what she did because she seemed much more happier than when I did the reading on her a year and a month ago. And she was, "Yes, I'm much happier. I'm really happy to get out of this relationship." And then she told me he was threatening and this and these things she never said at first when I did the reading on her. So she admitted to all the things that I told her what was happening were right, and that I inspired her to step out of the box and find out if this relationship is that abusive that it's going to be long-term hurting. And she said it was. I feel so much better now. It's amazing. And she thanked me. And, you know, and what I do, getting thanks and telling me, I saved their life or something like that is more reward than any amount of money. And I liked it, and I thought that I did something really good for this individual. And she was really happy. And she wants another reading. And I said, well, I suggest maybe you get a reading every 3 to 5 years. And I just did a reading on her last year and a year and a month ago. But anyway, that's my story for today. Sorry it wasn't such an uplifting one. I like it when they're positive and successes. I guess there's a bit of success there. But anyway, I don't want to get this to go over 10 minutes. I want to keep it down. I guess that's it for today. Thank you very much. It's Birdy signing out.